we go. 1, 2, 3.
I think we have found the best deal ever on a country coach. Brian, how you doing today, bud?
I'm doing really good.
What's behind us?
So this is my 1996 Country Coach Intrigue that I bought from a person that had it in a storage facility and it caught fire, and I had him buy it directly from his insurance company so I could buy it from him.
Would you be willing to share with everybody out on YouTube how much you paid for this coach?
I paid $7,000 cash to the guy, and that's how much his insurance company charged him to be able to buy it back.
$7,000 for a country coach. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. Brian has a new channel on YouTube, definitely worth checking out. Brian's RV videos. I will make sure to leave a link in the description below. Today, we're gonna take a tour of Brian's Country Coach Intrigue. I like the exterior lighting. Is that something you guys do here at Premier RV of Oregon?
Yeah, here at Premier RV of Oregon, we'll do the undercoach lighting and under the slide rooms and up in the awnings and all the different areas to make them pop when you're out killing it at night.
Nice. Before you bought this coach, what, now I will say, I gotta point out one little flaw I do see in it. Little paint bubble right there. But other than that, I mean, this coach, let's look around the coach. Let's do the full walk around. And I want to, see what was so wrong with it. Now, you said it was in a fire, but, well, it's kind of tight over on this side. It's all right. We're still going to go through here and get you guys to look. Now, I do see a little bit of waving in the sidewall here. Would that be where the fire damage was?
Yeah, exactly. There was the coach that it was right next to actually was destroyed. And it ended up having a propane tank right about where we're standing here, about midway down the side of the coach, and it burned up the side. And so it had done the most extreme checking that you'll ever see on the whole side of this coach. And I took all the bay doors off and worked all the body work there, and then worked the body work on the molding, and then did the sidewalls and the roof, and all the roof extremities were all melted onto the air conditioners, and I ended up getting brand new air conditioners, putting those on there. And the shower skylight had reversed and was actually holding water. And so we did all that, and it actually didn't have any water damage inside though, so that was great. And then just ended up doing some body work on the outside, and I'm getting ready to, next time I do it, I'm probably gonna reskin the side of it just so that way I don't have to worry about any of it creeping back out. It's been 3 years now, and it still passes the 55-mile-an-hour 5-foot test.
Yeah, and Brian puts this coach, well, I'm pretty skinny to get through here. Brian puts this coach to the test regularly. Just did a vlog about a moto weekend, but let's go take a look inside here. A $7,000 country coach, ladies and gentlemen. And dude, look how nice this cockpit area is. How, what engine is in this transmission? What kind of equipment is this?
So it's gonna have a Cummins, I wanna say the 5.9 300 horse with the Allison transmission. I don't remember what series they called them back then. And then it's got some Banks upgrades on it, and the boost gauge, and the exhaust temperature gauge there, and what have you. And so it runs along pretty good.
Hey, what's up with this? We got some
Got the old school going on still. I haven't done the TV upgrade yet, so
did you?
It was all originally in here.
This was originally with the coach?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So this is a Country Coach Intrigue?
Yes. This would have been the second year of production of the Country Coach Intrigue, the last year of the Gillig chassis.
So nice, kind of modern oak, or not modern at all. You like the oak finishes? You've mentioned that in previous videos?
Well, yeah, I'm like the wolf. I'm an oak man, and I took the mirrors off of here because I'm just not too much for the mirrors, so I peeled all those off and refinished it and got the oak coming back. And then they had some mirrors here also on this wall, and I pulled those off and just got that, refinished it and brought it all back. And then I've got the brand new air conditioner, so I have the 10-button Dometic AC control on that wall there.
When Brian isn't using this for his motocross adventures, he is using it as a storage locker for some of his moto gear. Is that a little RC boat there?
Yeah, that's my RC tugboat. When you have a 50-mile-an-hour Traxxas Spartan, sometimes it ends up playing bobber out there. So we have the tugboat to be able to go and get the $500 boat out of the middle of the pond without a swim, because it gets kind of cold here in Oregon in the winter, and you're not swimming out after a boat.
Right.
Yeah.
I like. Is this stock lighting, or did you add that lighting underneath the countertop?
I added the accent lighting underneath the countertop so that way you can kick it on and when you're driving down the road at night and be able to see kind of what's still going back here and see the dog and be able
so
to
you'd be able to add accent lighting like that into my Tiffin?
Yeah, as long as there's a decent little gap between the countertop surface and then the cabinet, you can get that up and stuck up under that back edge and what have you there. Like here, it's a little closer, and then here it's a little further, and that's just the way the cabinet is.
Looks really good. This is I cannot believe $7,000 country coach, and the leather's actually really nice underneath that motocross gear.
Yeah, and I've got another Villa couch that's all set up to the side, waiting, and I've got some new cab chairs, new used cab chairs sitting to the side, but I got to order my flooring material when I focus on the inside, and then I'll start to do all that. I'm not going to drag couches in and out just to get new ones in here.
Nice. Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself too much. We're going to keep going through the rest of the coach, but at the end of the video here, I've got to ask you how much you went into it, because obviously you bought it for $7,000, but I want to go over the cost of all the work too. So hang tight. We're gonna go through the rest of the coach, and then we're gonna talk about how much he's really into it, because we know this is not $7 grand here, so I want to be transparent. But let's keep cruising through here. Nice mid bathroom, dude. Huge shower here. It's a cool coach, man.
No, I love this coach. I'm doing the roof awnings and that big shower and that big skylight up there. I decided I wasn't going to hack that down to put a fourth awning on the roof, so that way I can keep my big skylight. And then I've come in and I had to move some roof extremities inboard. So I've done the new headliner here with the new LED puck lighting in the ceiling and got that kind of dialed in. And then I'll end up doing that all through the whole headliner. And then I've torn the mirrors out of the headboard. And I've done
Buddy, what is going on? That looks like some marathon coach style lighting going on there. Yeah. You got some real light in here? Or?
Oh yeah, and then we got the main ceiling lights. And then I changed out the reading lights here for some new modern stuff that's dimmable.
Dude, so you put a new headboard with that is so balling. Yeah. What is going on there?
So it's a multi-layer. I've got some Formica material that's in the very back, and then I've got the LED lights here, and then these inserts here that have about an 1/8 inch of foam on them, and then covered with the vinyl, so that way if you do smack your head in the middle of the night, it's kind of not as like hitting that mirror. And plus, I'm really glad that this coach didn't have the mirrors across the top here. It just kind of, 2 mirrors is good, and then it's just a nice subtle feel. And then while we're back here, I'll show you, I've actually done an upgrade here to where I can monitor my shore power for each leg of what I've got coming in amp wise, since this coach didn't have it. But right here, factory, it was really cool. This was all wood. So I actually just cut this all out, routed it, refinished it, and then rear loaded these gauges. And then these are the Blue Sea gauges that they use in 90% of all the bus conversions. So cool little accent thing, add-in thing that I added there, because I get out dry camping a lot and limited energy, and so that way I can see how much I'm truly consuming.
How many hours did you have into that headboard?
Oh, I would say probably 6, maybe 7, because it was, I would almost start cussing about how hard it was to get the mirrors off in there. The guy did not have a silicone shortage, let's just say that when I got it off. I didn't cut myself, but I had to fight to get all those mirrors off of there. But once the mirrors came off of there, went in the wood shop, made the backer panel after doing some measuring, a couple other overlays and what. No, I'd probably, right about 6 hours.
Nice. Good looking.
Yeah, and then I've replaced the carpet back here, and then we're gonna do the flooring all new from there.
So what kind of flooring are you gonna put in?
I'm probably gonna do with a vinyl solid surface, and then lay it all the way down there.
Nice.
The planks. Throw it at an angle so it doesn't have that bus straight row feeling.
Everybody out on YouTube is jealous of you right now. I'm jealous of you. I wish I could own this for $7 grand. Let's take a seat. I want to ask you some more questions here. So, yeah, there we go. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. So, how much money and how many hours of work do you have in your coach to get it to this level from when you bought it? And what, just to get it right and get it back to normal first, before upgrades, what did that cost you and how much time? And then after that, let's talk about all the upgrades.
All right, so I paid $7,000 for the coach. I paid about $4,000 for air conditioners, components, roof extremities, and everything that I needed to replace on the roof. And then about $1,000 in paint, supplies, and then my painter another $500 because I did all the body work and time-wise myself. So probably about another $5,500 to $6,000 in parts and cash money out. So that puts me at just over $14,000 to $15,000 for the coach. Is
Nice.
that correct adding?
Now, how many hours did you put into it?
Oh, I probably put, I want to say about 50 hours. Luckily, I was spoiled. I got to do it all here at the shop during Christmas holiday when nobody was here, and I had the scaffolding and everything, and brought it inside and slammed it out. And I pulled the bay doors off and then sent them to my buddy that's got a little shop that's small. He couldn't get my bus in there, but he took each door individually and had him do the body work on the doors, and then I did the body work on the body and then the roof.
So 15 grand, another 50 hours. You're what, about $150 an hour bill rate as an electrician? Yeah. About $150 an hour. So that's so 50 hours at $150 an hour is another $7,500. So you're like 22.5 into it as it sits. Is that about right?
Yeah, I figure that's where I'm at, is about 22 to 22.5. And then it's still, I got brand new air conditioners, so I did get a few upgrades at the time of being able to do it compared to where I was if I would have just thrown stock equipment or used some stuff that I had laying around the shop.
Now, what about your lighting and stuff, all that cool stuff that you did after? How much do you think you put onto it on top of that to get it to this level?
Oh, between headlights and new clearance lights and then materials for fiberglass, for doing the French license plates and vinyls and woods and whatnot, probably another $1,000. So, yeah.
Nice.
And then the license plate and all the other custom stuff, prepping for the roof awnings and everything, probably another 50 hours. So, it's starting to run up to almost $25,000 to $30,000 coach, but it has under 100,000 miles on it when I got it, and it's up to about 120,000. But it had full records. All the gentleman that had owned it before me, before that, the main guy that really owned it for a lot of years, had taken meticulous care of it. I got all the full records of all the oil changes, exactly when the tires were done, exactly when the batteries were done, when the belts were done, when the valves were adjusted. Every single thing. And he'd went around, and I think he was a recovering engineer because he'd went around and taken rubber hoses and zip tied them on rubber hoses so that way if it ever rubbed on anything, he wouldn't have a problem with things wearing through. And he'd modified little bays with his own aluminum panels to make things deeper and stuff like that. So it's been a pleasure to be able to buy and then to be able to find all these little cool quirks and stuff that he'd done, and it makes it an awesome coach. And I love being able just to know that it's back out on the road. And like Andrew was saying, I try to use it at least once a month for 4 or 5 months of the year and put 1,000 miles on it each trip. We've stacked guys on these couches, a father and a son on one of the beds and another guy on the other bed, and we load up 7 motorcycles and we take off and we go down Northern California and try to show them that the Oregon boys are fast and have a good time. So I was about ready to buy a 5th wheel when I bought this, and then all of a sudden this just came around. And one thing I always say with RVing is that you have to be patient. Because if you're not patient, you're going to spend too much money or you're not going to have what you want. So, and that comes down to being service, buying a coach and wanting it the next day. You just can't do that. You just got to be patient because the moons will align for you and it'll make your RVing experience a lot better. At least I've learned that because I had my generator go out one day, could have just ran out, bought all the parts for $2,800. Well, then a month later, because I didn't really need it, I just kind of waited. Then I find a brand new freight damaged Onan 10K and I'm into it less than I would have been for the parts to fix an old PowerTech 7K. So that's one thing I want to express to people is the patience and just go with it and let the ball roll.
Yeah, yeah. Would you ever consider selling this coach?
No, I don't think so, because the next coach I'm going to get is going to be a 45-foot something, and then I'm not going to be able to take it to every place that I want to, so I'm going to need this coach to be able to take it up into places like motocross tracks where it's just up on a hill, and funny places that you can't basically get a tour bus, because my next coach, I'll have to treat it like a tour bus, and it'll only go to certain tracks where it's flat, or when I go to Pacific Shores or Motor Coach Country Club or down to Vegas, you know. For when you get out in RVing, I don't just take this coach RVing, I take it to Pacific Shores, and I take it to Las Vegas, and I do family trips and get into the RV parks and get to have fun with it also. Plug it into a 50 amp service and you don't have to manage anything.
This 36-foot coach?
Yeah, it's a 36-foot.
Nice. Sorry guys, it's not for sale. If it ever is for sale, I'll try to get Brian to make a YouTube, but make sure to check out his YouTube channel as well. He has all kinds of cool stuff going on over there, and he's getting really close to getting monetized. So all of you that can go over there and subscribe and watch his videos really helps. I greatly appreciate it. Brian appreciates it. He's a good dude, definitely worth your subscribe. So, well, Brian, I can't thank you enough for taking the time showing us your awesome country coach. I think you've gotten the best deal on a country coach out of everybody I've met. Would you agree?
At least people I know. I mean, you know, once in a while you'll run into that diamond in the rough, and I got lucky enough to find that, and it's been a pleasure. I've done more upgrades like the blinds. I'm getting ready to do TVs and stuff, so subscribe to my channel. Watch those videos coming up. We're going to take you through doing headliner sealing in here, making it look like a new style Liberty or Newell, with the double layered ceilings and front TV upgrades to 50 inches and stuff like that, and then cradle points for Wi-Fi internet, and just kind of get you good content and jive along with all the other great YouTubers like Andrew.
Greatly appreciate all of you liking these videos and subscribing to my channel and Brian's channel. I hope you're all having a great day. Thanks again.